Hey, what's good, mamas, naptime warriors? So glad to have you here. Today, I'm going to make this wonderful boho floral chandelier. I am so happy with how this project came out that I decided to wear some florals myself. Moment for the braided crown. Thank you. Let's get into this tutorial. I got all of my materials from the Dollar Tree. So I'm just going to tell you as we go what I have here. So this is 2 of the hanging planter baskets. And what I'm doing is just hooking one up through the center of the other and using the chains on the top one to just kind of catch all 3 in the one hook of the bottom one. Hopefully when you see that, it makes more sense to you. So I'm gathering up those 3 chains at the top and choosing an even ring. And then I'm pulling the hook from the bottom planter holder, hanging planter, and hooking through those 3. So I'm getting that 2-tiered chandelier effect. You'll also see that I got some scarves from I didn't even know Dollar Tree had scarves, but the one that I went to had some in like the hair and accessory section. So those scarves and those flowers are going to be what embellish my chandelier. And that's just a close-up of the hook through those 3 rings of the top planter. See? And it makes a little 2-tiered effect. Now, I quickly figured out I was going to have to change locations. And it actually was easier for me to just hang this floor chandelier from my dining room chandelier. So I'm in there now. I got my crystal light, and what I did was just pull the heads off of those roses, and now I'm taking the roses themselves completely apart. And you can just pop all of these parts off. Boop. See, the backing comes off, and then you can just pull the petals apart from each other. So I'm gonna pull apart the petals for each of those. At this point, I was way past nap time, so you'll hear my little munchkin in the background with her commentary. So there you just have piles of the petals, and now with my hanging baskets hanging from my chandelier because it was just easier to work, I'm taking one of those scarves and I'm going to loop it around the top, just, you know, hang it around the top and drape it and twist it, and then pull it on the other side, twist, and then I'm just twisting it back and forth around that chain piece in the center. And once I move my arm, you'll see a little bit better how I'm doing things. See, twist it and then pull it around to the other side, twist, and then the other side. I'm going to show you up close too, so it makes a little bit more sense. So as I get to near the end of this first scarf, I'm going to choose a place to kind of tie that off in a loose knot so that I can attach the second scarf to it. And I'm just going to tie a knot at that point and let the second scarf just hang down through the ends of both planters. I'm just knotting that and pulling it through those open ends. So now for the flowers, since they have that hole in the middle, I thought it would be great to use the jute that is also sold in the garden section at Dollar Tree. And I'm taking it through the end of one flower or one petal and making a knot. So you should see that's just a knot through the end of one petal. And I'm gonna pull quite a bit of jute. I did not measure this, but it's about 3 feet that I pulled off of the roll. And then I'm gonna cut that and start to add more flowers to this whole string. So eventually I'm gonna have a whole string of flowers, but in order to get them to stay, I pull the petal through and choose a stopping point. This is like, 3 or 4 inches. Loop it through the end again in order to give it a stopping point, a place to stay. So I'm gonna do it again. I'm sorry if you can't see this very clearly, but you should be able to see what I'm saying once it's up close. I'm taking the end of the jute through the petal and pulling it to where I want it to be. And then you go back in through the same way through the top and pull the jute through again so it makes a loop around the petal. And I just do that over and over with each and every petal. The jute got a little tangled up on that one. But it's okay. I mean, once you get into this project, you'll develop your method to keep things straight and keep it moving smoothly. See, so it makes a little loop around when you pull it through twice. And that way the flowers, the petals stay where you want them to. So once you get to the end of your string of jute, go ahead and loop it again in order to make a knot, and then you can cut that end piece off. I eventually put a piece of tape on the very end in order to make this looping the petals go a little faster. But you see, you get a whole string of petals, kind of like a Hawaiian leg. Now, I was thinking about swagging these petals. Yeah, I just wanted to make these swags, but once I looked at that, I didn't like how it was turning out. So I'm just gonna take that all down, and I decided to instead twist them around just that top ring in order to create like these floral halos almost on the chandelier. I like that look a whole lot better. So you'll see I'm just going around and choosing places to just twist the string of petals up and around and under, going around the full ring of the planter in order to get that floral halo effect. I guess to me, when I think of boho, it's just that, you know, that flowy fabric, that kind of eclectic mix of things. Like, I feel like I would wear a flower crown kind of like this. Hey, me again, popping back in. Just wanted to say, maybe you want to subscribe. Maybe you're a nap time warrior. Maybe you're wondering, what is a nap time warrior? It's kind of like a weekend warrior, except for you don't really get a weekend when you're a mom. You don't like clock out from that. So nap time it is. Anyway, subscribe. Let's hang out. Thanks. So for those parts that are kind of hanging down a little bit more than I like, I took a bit of invisible tape and just wrapped it around the jute in order to secure it to the planter. And now I'm stringing some pearls. These pearls were in the craft section of Dollar Tree, and I'm just stringing 4 pearls into with this jute, just in like sections of, I don't know, it must be 6 or 7 inches of jute. And I end up with 10 of these, and you'll see what I'll do with them in a minute. So now I'm just taking my second string of petals and making that flower halo around the bottom tier. And now for the little pearls. To me, a chandelier always needs a little bit of bling, even if it's boho bling. So I thought it would be sweet to kind of put in the sections in between the chains and on the little wire parts, just put those little hanging dangles of pearls. And I just tied those directly to the planters. Just one between each tier. And now I'm adding to the other 2 sections. So there it is, all complete. Has pearls with the jute, the flower halos. I even put one strand right tied to the scarves. And guys, all of this came from the Dollar Tree, and I'm so happy with it. I think it's really sweet boho feel to it. And the scarves, the planters, the flowers, the pearls, the jute, super easy project, very inexpensive because everything you see here came from Dollar Tree. So yeah, I certainly hope you try this, or even try your version of this. Of course, you know, we all have different tastes, but if there is anything that you can maybe garner from this or pull from this in order to make your own version, I would love to see a picture of it. But there's mine. So happy with it. So how cute did that come out? I am over the moon with how lovely that chandelier is. I can't wait to put it into my craft lounge. I can't wait to show you guys other projects that are going in there, because it has a whole like garden boho feel sort of thing happening. And I can't wait to share it with you. Please give this video a thumbs up if you like it, and subscribe so we can hang out sometime. Thanks, mamas.